314. I kind of started that a little early. I was, I don't know. I was like ready to start the podcast, but I was not. And like my finger just went in and I just did it just like that. So let's hit that over again. I know you guys like these, so hold on. That's it, 314. That's how we're going to start it. And again, it sounded like I was a bit low on the mic. Mic check 1, 2. I'm live now. Welcome to this episode of UFO Buster Radio. I've got a few things to talk about. I got to give a shout out to a certain part of the world that's dealing with a particular situation, which is hardcore. No matter how you look at it, it's a problem. But it is the human condition. It is mankind's life. It's what we deal with when we live on this planet. Don't forget to follow the podcast on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. The hashtags and the locations for the profiles are in the description. So check it out. Go ahead and follow. And don't forget to follow the Dark Horde. Whether it be on Twitter or Facebook, the only two places you can find it. A lot of authors are starting to gravitate to the Dark Horde. And eventually, we're going to have a lot of good offers coming to followers regarding paranormal books, research, incidents, videos, and things that go bump in the night that you'd rather somebody else fucking experience because you'd rather not do it. So you live vicariously through their ghost hunting endeavors and failures, and I guess I don't know, maybe a few of them become possessed, but you're just watching on video and you go on with your life because we just want to bring it to you live like it's almost Memorex. 314, we got 3 things to talk about. Yes, an update because Ronnie Dawson, again, thank you, Ronnie. Ronnie sent me some photos. Ronnie sent me some photos of when he had a double. That's Bugs in the background, by the way. I mean, he is just being totally disturbing right now. There's no way you guys cannot hear him. Yep, that was Bugs. Ronnie sent me some photos of when he had a double root canal. You know, besides admiring the fact that he got harassed by aliens, the fact that you sit there and have a double root canal, that just makes you a cowboy. Yeah, he might not be riding some cattle somewhere or, you know, trying to ride a donkey into the ground. Or eating beans from a can in the middle of nowhere in Texas. Without even warming it up, just opening it up and just slopping that beans into his mouth. But the fact he had a double root canal in one sitting, yeah, that makes him a superstar. Completely. As far as for my situation, Green Man just joined. Dr. Green. He's asking me what happened to my situation. No, it didn't go anywhere. To be continued until Saturday. But it's not going to be a root canal. Going to be a triple extraction all in one day, Ronnie. How about that, Ronnie? I just one up to you. Like you still got your teeth in your mouth. I'm pulling these bitches out. How about that? So I guess we'll have a contest between Ronnie and myself. See, basically who's going to have teeth left in their mouth by the end of maybe by the end of 2020. Guys, we go 1-on-1. Yeah, Ronnie, get ready for that. So the first story I want to talk about really isn't, it's kind of like a big news story, and it's kind of sad because, to be honest, it's horrible. Green Man says, damn. Yeah, well, listen, let me just clear this up. I have one tooth that is acting up. I cracked it, right, on Thanksgiving because I was going all out. And then I have two, which were the wisdom teeth, but no one needs. Why they call them wisdom teeth if you don't fucking need them? Am I that wise? Think about that one. Just two wisdom teeth that got to come out. So bada bing, bada boom, just got to pull them out. But then the one that's giving me trouble, the cracked one, it's got to come out as well, all in one day. So Saturday, ladies and gentlemen, do not look for a podcast. Because if I do a podcast, I'm going to be so drugged up, I wouldn't even understand what the hell I'm saying. I guarantee you. It's not going to be fun. Not in one way at all. Zachariah has joined the chat box, as well as Guter. Guter is in there as well. Thank you for joining, guys. I got to talk to the folks in New Zealand first. New Zealand just had an eruption. And, wow, if you look at the pictures of New Zealand and that recent eruption down there, it is absolutely bananas. The New Zealand Prime Minister, Jacinda Ardern, made a statement to Parliament about the volcano's eruption. She confirmed that 47 people on the near White Island at the time of the eruption, 5 were dead, 8 were missing, and 31 sustained injuries, many of them critical. You can't fuck with Mother Nature. You really can't. And while people were going there just to check out the scenic island that was this volcano, it erupted and shit went down. The reason I'm bringing this up is because I have listeners in New Zealand, and also because I appreciate the wrath of Mother Nature. And when we look to other worlds, we have to understand that even though we're looking 3 or 4 billion years in the past, the reason why we pick up these worlds is because they're active. They change, they evolve. They have erupting volcanoes that help expand the land, create islands. But when you have life on it, like humans, sometimes we forget that. Sometimes we pay the big bucks to go and hang out in places like, let's say, Alaska. You know, hang out in Hawaii, where there's a few active volcanoes, and New Zealand. And we forget that we're not safe from Mother Nature. Your tour guide might protect you from some things, right? They might guide you to safe places, but at the end of the day, Mother Nature will have her way, no matter who you pay and what you do. Among some of the missing citizens, there are folks from Australia, the United States and United Kingdom, China, Germany, Malaysia, and New Zealand. So it's something to keep in mind. You can watch the most amazing things, but at the end of the day, Mother Nature trumps your ability to be there, to pay to be there, or to think that you're safe. Right now, there is, of course, an international partnership to help locate those that are missing. But it's important to know that we are a part of a gigantic ecosystem, and nothing waits for us to take our pictures and selfies. Bottom line. But in that respect, I got a song for you. Check it out. I just came to the realization that the guys in the chat box are more like me than I even give them credit for. Come on, guys! I try to have like a nice, tribute and a feel moment for the folks in New Zealand, but you guys kind of pulled out the dark side of my other thoughts. Let's get into the first news article, because you're killing me. The first news article comes to you from the folks at SETI. SETI. Yeah, the guys that are searching for alien intelligence. Yeah, forget about them. You know, they got that listening project where they're listening to shit, but nobody cares. So, to me, basically, SETI can kiss my posterior. Alien discovery in 2020, experts remain skeptical when enthusiasts continue to search. And who else continues to search? No one other than Dr. Seth Shostak, a senior astronomer fellow with the SETI Institute. Let me just stop right here, because Shostak and Vakak can go kiss each other's posterior, because SETI, it's all the same shit at this point. We are basically spinning the wheels going nowhere. According to Seth Shostak, they love the idea that the government knows about the aliens and is keeping the information from them, but it's unclear why they would do that. If there are aliens, wouldn't the FAA be interested to know that? Yeah, that was your boy, Shostak, Mr. SETI himself. Now, why would he talk trash about anyone, especially you and I? Especially those that believe that maybe the government might be hiding more than what they know. Or that they show us, or that they disclose, or that they basically know more. Why wouldn't they know more? Think about that. If you're a government who's running shit, who's supposed to be in charge, charging you taxes, telling you how to live your life, has a military force, why would they not know more than you? I don't know, Short Stack. It seems like you've got issues in appreciating the reality of things. He also says, I don't see any major developments that can realistically anticipate that is going to answer that question. Is there any biology beyond Earth? But in the next 10 years or 20, I think something will happen, according to Shortstack. There isn't anyone that fully believes that in 10 to 20 years, that is not the time frame that we are being led to the eventual discovery of biological life, right? Because if you put that in quotation quotes, biological life can mean an amoeba that somebody, some rover, rolls over and decides to stick a microscope down and see dead ass runned over amoeba. That really is the extent of what anyone wants you to believe. That is the extent of what they want you to accept between now and, let's say, 2 decades from now. That is disclosure. We know that biology, if it can't survive, it will. Organisms will thrive in places you would not believe. But it's funny how our government and their subsidiaries, their little agencies like NASA, continue to stray away from places that even they admire as to the miracle of these worlds, how they behave, what they do, what they've witnessed, what they've pictured, and they continue to not go there, basically. They'll head the other way. So it's funny to see that while Shortstack and Vakok seem to think that this alien identification of life, biological life, anywhere else, it's not going to happen anytime soon. But funny how our governments, because it's not just the United States, seem to kind of drive us away. They refocus our attention to planets that they feel are dead, that they've been dead for thousands of years. But that's where we're going to continue to focus all of our efforts, all of our tax money, all the technological developments into landing there and examining things like Mars quakes. What the fuck does that have to do with anything? I don't know. But that's what they do. That is where they're putting all of the eggs into their basket. So Shortstack and Vakok are absolutely correct. We will not see alien life determined in the next 10 to 20 years because that's not what they want us to see. Now, Shostak and the Vakok will disappear and someone else will take over, just like someone else will take over leading the government agencies right now that are making some of the worst fucking decisions known to humanity. But there's nothing we can do unless the blue-collar individual who is learning about this, who finds interest in space, science, alien life, or what have you, is able to put together the money to send up their own exploration and to check out things for themselves. Because there's always going to be that doubt. There always will be that doubt. Just like people doubt whether or not we landed on the moon. Just like people doubt that anyone is even on Mars right now. Whether or not the planet is flat. Whether or not there's gigantic motherships siphoning power from the moon. The moon to sun. People don't believe in those things because they're not in control of it. They only see it through video or news reports, still images, and then pareidolia just kicks in. And you see all kind of craziness, all kind of nonsense. But there's a reason why this is happening. This is why we do not believe in our governments. We don't believe in what they're doing. We don't trust them. But it is what it is. The question is, are you willing to put together some of your funds to get together a group and answer those questions for yourself? Let's be honest. If you look at the cost of, let's say, sending something up into low orbit, take pictures. Come on. You guys who are flat earthers, it doesn't take that much. According to the last numbers that I saw, there are over 1 million fat earthers, shut up, flat earthers around the planet. If every one of you crazy ass fuckers would donate at least $1 fucking dollar, you'd be able to answer whether or not the earth is flat. Really, really simply. You CubeSat that bitch. Put your money where your mouth is. Shoot a fucking CubeSat into space. Have it take images. Send it back to yourself. Plain and simple. It takes way less than $1 million to do that. But you'd rather strap your ass to a rocket, shoot yourself up, potentially blow yourself up to smithereens, and still talk about sitting on a turtle. What the fuck is wrong with you? That's all I'm saying. That is all I'm saying. Get it together. So yeah, if we are going to continue to go the path of where institutions like NASA, your local government, and anyone else that has a shitload of money is going to take you, yeah, you'll have to suffer through it. There is nothing else you can do but suck it up and wait for them to tell you there's biological life somewhere. the next news article has a lot to do with this, so you keep that in mind. The fact that Short Stack and Vakak may be thinking that it's going to take about 2 decades in order to find life somewhere. But there's things that tell us, there's things that even the government has told you that shouldn't be, that should not be the case. So, hell, what can you do? Green Man says he will take his neighbor's water heater in order to strap that shit to a rocket. But he forgot one thing. You need that Evil Knievel outfit. That's the only thing that makes it work. The next news article is again something that appears to be very obvious to many of you. Many of you that follow space. If you've been following space discoveries, like Cassini, all the pictures that the fucking thing took over the last 2 years, you will be amazed by this story one fucking time. And that was the time that they told you A, B, and C happened. After that, you have a question. And now what? Now what happens? You saw this, right? You NASA scientist, what? Did the fucking lead scientist die off and so now it doesn't matter? Is that what happened? Mysterious stripes on alien world that are like nothing else in our solar system finally explained by science. Let me just stop for a second there. We don't need scientists to sit on a planet Earth and explain things like stripes on Enceladus. No, we don't. It makes no sense to me. Just like you fuckers cannot tell me what's happening 8 billion light years away, you as sure as fuck can't even tell me what's happening on Enceladus from fucking pictures and videos. Why don't you, happy-go-lucky guys in the white coats, get off your asses, remove that rebarb from your butthole, and go work on something to go to Enceladus and figure it the fuck out. Here's how the story continues from the Independent UK. By the way, it was the other publication in the UK that changed the name of the Medi person to Vakak. But honestly, it kind of fits, right? Because, that guy, for a long time, he was shitting on SETI, talking about Medi has a better approach because we're going to be sending messages. Well, your message turned into changing your name into Vakak. How does that make you feel? I'm sure the folks at SETI loved it. I loved it. Fuck. We'll call you Vakak from now on. Evidence of liquid water on Enceladus began to accumulate in 2005. Folks, we're almost on 2020. 2020 is just a few weeks away. But we're still mystified by water that was shown to us through the veil of the solar system in 2005. It turns, goddamn bugs, that's loud as fuck. It turns out that scientists back in 2005 observed plumes containing water vapor spewing from the south polar surface of Enceladus, with jets moving 250 kilograms of water vapor every fucking second. Not minute or hour, every second into space at 2,189 kilometers per hour, or for those of you in the United States, 1,360 miles per hour into space. That's fascinating. What this makes them especially interesting is that they are continuously erupting with water ice. Even as we speak, no other icy planet or moon has anything quite like them. Max Rudolph, the assistant professor of Earth and Planetary Sciences at the University of California, Davis, said, "We want to know why the eruptions are located in the South Pole as opposed to some other place on Enceladus, hashtag who gives a fuck, how these eruptions can be sustained over long periods of time, and finally, why these eruptions are emanating from regularly spaced cracks." Really? The cracks is what does it, Max? Really? The other big breakthrough discovery that was made about the cracks that they formed in the surface ocean water spewed out of the gap that was left that allowed 3 or more cracks to form neatly across the surface. So there's active cracks forming. I'm sorry, but whenever I hear the word crack, I just think about plumbers. But, they're talking about cracks forming whenever these water vapor eruptions occur. It is an active region of the planet. This is not something that happens every 5,000 years. It's active. It's ongoing. Even in Max Rudolph's assertion of it, it's even happening while we're looking at this particular article and we're reading about what his assessment was. Additionally, Max says that Saturn's icy moon is one of the most interesting places in the solar system for scientists. You would not fucking believe that. You would not believe that. Not in one moment, not in one iota would you believe that in the last 5 years that Enceladus meant two fucks to anybody. The article continues to say it is not only one of the prime candidates for being home to extraterrestrial life, underline, bold, hashtag, put it in quotes, because of the ocean that hides beneath the surface, but also because it remains so mysterious. So why are we still headed to Mars? Mars, which we've heard time and time again, is a dead planet. Something catastrophic happened on Mars. It killed everything. But we need to understand what happened. We need to go out there and look at fossil life, fossil remains. But yet, in the last 14 years, almost 20, you have a moon that has shown you that there's life. There is actual water because, according to them, according to science types, water is the element that you need to support life, because that's what we're about here on the planet Earth. So why wouldn't you have life beneath the surface of Enceladus? But yet, the 2020 rover is headed to fucking Mars. Everything else is about studying Mars. Yeah, there's some ideas, as they say up in my people in the north, some ideas about sending stuff to Enceladus, a small little fucking robot that has 1080p cameras. So what? How many of you think that we will actually see full, unedited video from anything that lands on Enceladus? Zero. Zachariah says space is the final frontier. Zachariah, we will never get there at the pace that NASA and the government is taking us. We will never see that in our lifetime. It will still be the only frontier, not even the final one. It will be the frontier we've never made it to. This is why I say that people, come on, folks. You've seen it in the news. You follow any kind of space news. It's not just the Elon Musk of the world. It's not just the Asgardians who are getting together and sending shit into space. There are companies, corporations, large and small, that are able to shoot up things like CubeSats into space. It is time that we take the power away from corporations and governments and take space for ourselves. Before Elon Musk trashes the shit out of it with 40,000 fucking Starlink satellites. It's up to us. It's up to us to do it. Let's be honest. Some of us will be dead as fuck before anything even hits Enceladus and actually gets under the water and sees a guppy floating around in that ocean world. But we can't sit around with our fingers up our ass and our hands on a beer and think that someone's going to answer this for us. Because they will answer it, all right. But they will answer it how they want to. They'll give you the information they want. They will let you know how much they want you to know. You'll never know more than that until you die. Period.
Never knew that it could feel this way when you lie next to someone. You don't even need to play pretend, 'cause you find the way you are. I wanna know you better. Give me every detail. I won't judge you, as you know. I could stay forever when you're lying in my arms. My heart is open. It just took some time. Now I just hope So just stay for a little while. So just stay for a little while.
I didn't think that I would find that someone who's as honest as you are. The way you make me feel at night when I am vulnerable and it's cold outside, but you make it alright. I wanna know you better. Give me every detail. I won't judge you, as you know. I could stay forever when I'm lying in your arms. Oh. Open. It just took some time. Now I just hope that you stay for a little while. You fix what's broken when you make that smile. So just stay for a little while. My heart is open. It just took some time. Now I just hope that you stay for a little while. You fix what's broken when you make that smile. Stay for a little while. Stay for a little
You know, if I could shoot up a CubeSat, it would be called Rubber Dicker 1. And it really would go a little bit farther away than just low orbit, just to be a good shot. A good shot of the planet. That way, fuckers don't have to worry about water heaters. They don't have to be strapping their evil Knievel asses to some homemade rocket in the unfortunate event that they blow their asses apart. Because then you feel sad, right? Then you'll be all sad that you talk shit about the dude because it blew himself up and he probably never even realized the fact that the planet was fucking a globe. It was round. Wasn't flat. No turtles. You know, so that's what I would do. Like if I could get Rubber Dicker 1 to launch into deep space. And I wonder if the history books would even write down the name Rubber Dicker 1. And just to, keep it all on the up and up, we shape the rocket like a penis. Just so people would be happy about it. They'd understand what we mean. Yeah. I think that would work. So if you're down with the idea of Rubber Dicker 1, let me know. As a matter of fact, I will get together a bunch of people to come up with a price. And we could do just like TTSA and put out an offering. And people could put together a list of things that they will want Rubber Dicker 1 to do. And Rubber Dicker 1 would shoot up and, people will be looking at it from space. Kind of like a movie that had a phallic symbol shooting into space. But I think it would be great. Dr. Green says the Vakak rocket. Oh, boy. God Gotta love it. Gotta love it. The Vakak rocket. Vakak rocket 1. I love it. That is fantastic. Like that just stopped my whole spiel just now. I can't even anymore. I really can't. This is UFO Buster Radio. I thank you guys for joining and talking about the Vakak and his rocket. And the fact that we really need to be more than what we are today in order to answer this UFO question and to figure out whether there is life beyond our measly fucked up planet. But in the meantime, don't forget to follow and share. Ladies and gentlemen, I have to get this podcast shared to people, a wider audience, so that I can infiltrate the minds of the many and not just the fucking few. But I thank you guys that listen. I appreciate every single one of you. Vakak out. I guess I could say that, right? Ciao. Oh, wait a minute. When you shoot up the Vakak rocket, would you say that the Vakak rocket shot off? Or something like that? So confusing.
Say what again? Say what again? I dare you. I double dare you, motherfucker. Say what one more goddamn time.